Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be about the Object 260 and a little bit of an interesting thing I have seen. And we'll get to that in a minute, but first I just want to quickly run down the Object 260 stats. DPM of the tank is around 3000, penetration 260, alpha 420, a reload of 8.42 seconds, aim time of 2.08 seconds, dispersion of 0.317, depression of 6 degrees, 15 degrees of gun elevation, 47 km/h top speed forwards, and 20 and in reverse. And concerning the armor on the tank, the armor really is not that good. The whole armor is pretty weak on the tank. You're really not going to be mounting that much. The turret armor as well has a lot of weak spots on the tank, and it will be pinned quite often by most tanks with decent penetration. Overall, though, I would say the tank, it looks like it's an okay tank. It's nothing amazing, but it's not a bad tank. It's where a premium tank should be, in the middle, where it's on par with a lot of tech tree tanks. Some tech tree tanks are better, some tech tree tanks are worse. That is how a premium tank, I think, should be, not just this broken thing. And then all the people who say, oh man, why is the game so pay to win? All these OP premiums. And then when a non-OP premium comes into the game, they're like, man, why is this non-OP premium cost money? It just makes no sense. And it kind of gets on my nerves how they ask for something, they get it, and then they get mad at that because they got what they asked. And this isn't going to be a rant video, so I'm going to stop talking about that. But you know what I mean. Anyway, concerning the Object 260 and why the title is the free Object 260, that is something that Blitzpost, which is a guy on Discord, pointed out that the 113 has a little bit of similarities with the Object 260. The 113 actually has around 500 more DPM. Of course, better reload for the more DPM. Of course, the exact same accuracy, just a tiny bit less pin, like 5. It's nothing much. Pretty much, like I said, the same accuracy, a little bit better forward speed, but worse reverse speed, and worse traverse speed. So that's the only differences. As well, the WZ-113's armor is actually much better than the Object 260's. I think the WZ-113's armor is pretty good. Only weak spot on the turret is the cheeks, where if you do switch to Primo, they can be pinned if you aren't wiggling around. And as well, I think the hatches can be pinned, but they're not super easy to pin either. The front plate, though, of the 113 is extremely troll. I have found it to be a very troll front plate. As well, it has spaced armor on the sides, giving you nice side scraping abilities, and just trollness in general, like an IS-7. So that's the similarities between the two, which are pretty big. And in my opinion, if you want to get an Object 260, but you don't want to be paying a lot of money, just get a WZ-113. I think the tank is really underrated. It has the highest DPM of any heavy tank at tier 10. It has pretty good armor. It's decently mobile. Sure, it doesn't have the best traverse speed, but I mean, you can deal with that. It's got a good gun. It's accurate. Amazing gun, like I said. Good mobility. Good armor. It's just a good tank all around, and I think it is an underrated tank. And I actually think it's basically an Object 260, just a Chinese knockoff. But it might actually be better just because of the DPM and the better armor. I'm not sure, though. I don't have either of these tanks, so, I can't do a side-by-side comparison or something, which I would like to do, eventually maybe, when I get both the tanks, which who knows how long that will be, to be honest. We'll have to see. But I would eventually like to do something maybe like that, because these tanks seem very similar to me. So if you're someone who wants to get an Object 260 but isn't want to pay an $100 or whatever to get it, just go ahead and go for a 113, and I think you'll be decently satisfied with the tank because I think it's really good. Pretty much everyone I know loves the tank. I don't know why people don't like the tank. And I don't even know who doesn't like the tank, but in general, for some reason, it's not a very loved tank or a very highly played tank when I think it should be. So yeah, that was just a video I thought I should do, telling people that the 113 is very similar to the Object 260, and when you compare the 260 to IS-7, IS-4, on paper, its stats look much better than either tank. I would say it is better than the IS-7 in general. IS-7 is not really that good of a tank. It definitely has a much better gun on it, and just worse armor, better oh, not better speed, better reverse speed, a little bit worse forward speed. Well, I would say pretty much the same, just a much better gun on the tank, and a little worse armor. But in general, I would say the 260 is probably better than the i7, but probably worse than the i4, because again, on paper, the i4 looks much worse, but then again, the i4 has absolutely amazing armor, much better than either the i7 or the 260, so I definitely think that the IS4 would win out of those three tanks. Probably out of all four, it is probably the best tank on this list. I mean, it's an amazing tank. But yeah, I would say if you're wanting a 260 type tank, maybe just go for the 113. Just a little bit of an idea for a video I had here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of a different review of the 260 than kind of what a normal one would be, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.